Yo, in today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and bizarre TikToks that will make you question reality.
If your ultimate goal is to be famous, then you're gonna do a lot to get there, like sign your name in blood in a contract with the devil.
This industry is not what it seems to be. I bet you there's rappers in here right now that can rap way better than me. You can rap way better than me. You will never be where I'm at because this industry is rigged. You have to go see this person and sit down and talk to them. You have to go and do this. You're a puppet.
Hollywood Records contract, and I'm signing it to have my first record ever and selling my soul to Hollywood Records. That's what I'm doing.
I signed my deal up in blood letters.
Something happened to me. I haven't been the same since. I've realized something about myself that it's dangerous.
So they practice witchcraft.
What does it mean though?
What it means, what it means.
What does the checkerboard mean?
It means mind control. So you got classical conditioning and you got operational conditioning. So what they do is they use programming. So
MK Ultra?
Yeah, but it's to push an agenda. So
you heard of this shit before, right?
I heard of MK Ultra, but I don't pay that shit too much mind.
So the checker. So what I'm saying is,
Y'all, the checkerboard. You gotta watch out for the checkerboard floors. But we all know how Hollywood acts, you know.
Old phone exposes Mandela Effect's original footage. Headband.
Oh snap. What?
Adam's apple. Febreze.
With the clearance tonight.
Glasses.
I'm about to give me an old phone. I got a few of them right somewhere.
Scarf. Our reality is being played with.
What are you talking about?
Well, when was the last time you people took a trip?
Well, we take trips. We go up to Raleigh every now and then. And we drove up to Asheville that time, remember?
When your cousin became a Mason.
Take a trip, Paul, can we? Can we be?
Well, it's entirely up to your father, dear.
Well, I suppose we could take a little of the money and take a little trip. Want to go over to Parkinson's Falls? It's nice this time of year, and Opie hadn't been there since he was a baby. Well, you want to drive up to Asheville again? See Cousin Ibn more? He's a Grand Master now. Well, do you have any ideas?
I promise I will never reveal any of the secrets of the Wildcats. I promise I will never reveal any of the secrets of the Wildcats. I will not even tell anyone there is such a club as the Wildcats. I will not even tell anyone there is such a club as the Wildcats. Not even my pa? Not anybody. And if I ever do, I will be struck down by the curse of the claw. Come on, you've got to say it. And if I ever do, I will be struck down by the curse of the claw. You are now an official member of the Wildcats forever and ever. Okay, the ceremony is over. Open the door. Now that he's a Wildcat, we've got to give him a job. I know, I got one for him. Opie, everybody in the Wildcats has got to have an important office. Know what you're going to be? Keeper of the Flame.
Oh boy. What's Keeper of the Flame?
You're in charge of the sacred candle. It's your job to bring it to every meeting. And you must never lose it, because it's a sacred candle.
So check it out, y'all. With him saying that right now, it makes me think that the Olympics are part of this ritual. You know, it's part of this sacred meeting that they have They have all of these people from all across the world, and it's like one of the biggest meetings probably. And you got to carry that sacred torch. Yo, y'all think I'm reaching or not? Let me know in the comments.
But what happens when the sacred candle gets all used up? We go down to the dime store and buy another sacred candle.
They put it right in our faces all the time, y'all.
You know all those aircraft carriers that are going into the Middle East right now? Well, yeah, they run on kerosene. And you know what kerosene is? It's petroleum based. They have 17% left in the United States. So how far do you think they're going to fly?
My, but that is interesting. I had no idea we had pulled World War II era aircraft carriers out of dry dock and then retrofitted their engines to use kerosene instead of gasoline. Which, according to you, we only have 17% left in our reserves. Our precious U.S. Naval kerosene reserves. So, two things. The first is that most aircraft carriers are nuclear powered, just like our subs. And second, aircraft carriers don't fly. Well, anyway, this has been Doc for Diesel Punk Industry saying conspiracy theories are just fan fiction for people who need to feel important. Thanks for watching, and as always, Crunchy White, Pimp Forever.
What was his name? Crunchy White Pimp?
They did a lot of predictive programming of what was to come in the future. So right here we see that Madonna kills this person that is wearing a mask, and this was back in 2019. So this was predictive programming of what was to come in 2020, where people started wearing a mask. And in the song she says, not everyone can come into the future. Not everyone is coming to the future. Not everyone that's here is going to last. Not everyone that's here is going to last. So that was really creepy. So moving along, they did more predictive programming in this performance. So take a look at this picture. If you pay close attention to the people at the bottom, they're wearing two certain flags. And these two flags should stand out to you because of what they're doing in these countries on the world stage. And on top of that, notice how she's repeating not everyone that's here is gonna last while they're showing these two flags. So if you still don't know what these two flags are, here's a closer look. So I'm sure you guys can see where I'm getting with this, because right now, these two countries that these two flags are from are in conflict. Here's the two flags from the video. And ironically, both of these countries are in conflict right now. You know, I can't go too deep into that on here, but just know that all of this was staged and scripted. I'll do a video exposing this more on my Patreon, so make sure you subscribe over there. The link is in the description. But yeah, man, I just find it crazy that in this performance, they're showing predictive programming for 2020 and 2023. And it's not a coincidence, because of all the flags to put on someone's back, they specifically put these two flags. And notice in the song, they're saying, it's the future where you come from. And ironically, right now, I'm in the future watching this video of something they did in the past that was predictive programming for what was in the future, which is right now.
Hey. Man, look, it's all scripted. It's all a big stage, and our phones, our TVs are the screen for the movie, y'all. It's all propaganda, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot more going on here. Clearly, they knew that this was going to happen. What was that, 4 years ago?
Stop scrolling. I got some more sauce for y'all. And this might go over a lot of y'all's heads, because y'all just can't quite get it. But for those of you that are awoke and not The Walking Dead, this is for you. Pay close attention.
This will be one of the wildest things you've ever heard in your life. This video is for entertainment purposes only. If you've never heard of The Secret, it's said to have been written by the Rockefellers. But look, I thought this was crazy. This is what the ChatGPT AI responded when I asked it to type out the secret for me. I ended up finding a video of this woman right here reading it.
The secret was created by none other than the Rockefellers, and maybe even someone even higher than them, let's be honest. But this is their secret in their closets, things that they want to follow. And if you're a conspiracy theorist or a critical thinker and you're aware of what's been going on in the world, you're going to know exactly how suitable this is. This is written word for word, and I want to read it to you. Okay, so bear with me. The secret, an illusion, it will be so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. We'll create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be accomplished one drop at a time so as to never bring suspicion upon ourselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. We will work together always, and we will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so that they will never see what's happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their mind. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths, and they will destroy their minds and reproductive system. From all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them, and what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons, for they can see far. We will teach them that the poisons are good with fun images and musical tones. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons. They will see our products being used in the film and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them that it's for their help. We will start early on when their minds are young. We will target their children with what the children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their mind and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause other diseases, for which we will create yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. They will go depressed, slow, and obese, and when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention toward money and material goods, so many never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games, so that they may never be one with the oneness of it all. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish the governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. We will always hide our objective but carry out our plan. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be always pure, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. We will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will grow them kindly and gently, letting them think that they are guiding themselves. We will foment animosity between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whichever suits it best. We will make them rip each other's hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will blind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflicts we emerge as their rulers. They will be busy killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors for as long as we see fit. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. They shall repeat this over and over until our ultimate goal is accomplished. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sounds. We will use all the tools we have to accomplish this. The tools will be provided by their labor. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. We will always hide the divine truth from them, that they were all one. This they must never know. They must never know that a man's color is an illusion. They must always think that they are not equal. Drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their land, resources, and wealth to exercise total control over them. We will deceive them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom they will have. We will establish a money system that will imprison them forever, keeping them and their children in debt. When they shall band together, we will accuse them of crimes and present a different story to the world, for we shall own all the media.
Y'all, this is crazy because, like, this is spot on. You know, anybody in this community, if you're watching this video, you know that everything she's saying is spot on. It's just crazy that, you know, the Rockefellers, they're able to do that. They literally have put a system in play to control the minds of an entire world. crazy, right? Like, even the whole public school system, the secret C that she's talking about, and there's probably many more secrets out there as well that we don't even know yet.
We will use our media to control the flow of information and their sentiment in our favor. When they shall rise up against us, we will crush them like insects, for they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons. We will recruit some of their own to carry out our plans. We will promise them eternal life, but eternal life they will never have, for they are not us. The recruits will be called initiates and will be indoctrinated to believe false rites of the passage to their higher realms. Members of these groups will think that they are one with us, never knowing the truth. They must never learn this truth, for they will turn against us. For their work, they will be rewarded with earthly things and great titles, but never will they become immortal and join us. Never will they receive the light and travel the stars. They will never reach their higher realms, for the killing of their own kind will prevent passage to the realm of enlightenment. This they will never know. The truth will be hidden in their face, so close they will not be able to focus on it until it's too late. Oh yes, so grand the illusion of freedom will be that they will never know that they are our slaves. When all is in place, the reality we will have created for them will own them. This reality will be their prison. They will live in self-delusion. When our goal is accomplished, a new era of domination will begin. Their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs we have established from time. But if they ever find out they are our equal, we shall perish. This they must never know. If they ever find out that together they can vanquish us, they will take action. They must never ever find out what we have done, for if they do, we shall have no place to run, for it will be easy to see who we are once the veil has fallen. Our actions will have revealed who we are, and they will hunt us down, and no person shall give us shelter. This is the secret by which we shall live the rest of our present and future lives, for this reality will transcend many generations and lifespans.
Listen, I feel like they play worked, right? She said that in there it said that if the people ever found out that we're equal, that we would rise together and they will perish. That is false. I feel like they've already got us, y'all. They've got us so comfortable, so fat, so lazy, so caught up in our own little world that they can go on TV and say everything that she just said, right, on the news, and there might be a few things on Twitter or X or whatever, some tweets out there, and it might, last a day and be right back to normal. Everybody be right back to entertainment, man. So it's crazy where we're at right now in this world.
Listen quietly.
So yesterday was a historic day as the very first detoxification protocol was published in the U.S. medical literature that gives people a chance to take this whole issue into their own hands and use natural substances to begin to help the body clear this very dangerous protein from its cells and tissues. And it involves 3 natural substances that are available over the counter at any type of online retailer or at a natural food store or pharmacy. And they are nattokinase, which is an enzyme that's derived from the fermentation of soy, bromelain, which is a set of enzymes derived from the stems of pineapple. By the way, bromelain is a U.S. FDA-approved drug as a topical treatment for wounds. And then the third is curcumin, derived from turmeric. The doses of nattokinase are 2,000 units twice a day, bromelain 500 milligrams a day, and curcumin 500 milligrams 3 times a day. The duration in this publication, and I'm the first author, so I'm the one to bring this forward, is at least 3 months. I think for people who have taken multiple shots, 12 months or more.
Hope y'all had your notepads down because he just gave us the secret sauce.
The dark matter tour, because this time in history we know more about the universe and space than we have ever known in the history of mankind right fucking now. And some of the shit they done found out, they don't know how to fucking tell you, because they don't know how the fuck you might react to some of the shit that they done found out. So they found out that in the universe, all of the galaxies, all of the moons, all of the suns, all the stars, everything we can see with our eyes, they found out that that is 5% of the universe. The fuck? That means we know 5% of what the fuck is out there. They don't want to say what the other 95% is. They don't want to say it's God. They don't want to say it's a nigga God. So they called it dark matter. That's what it is. 95% dark matter. They done found out some shit they don't want to tell you. Thanks to James Webb Telescope, we can see all the way back to where the Big Bang was supposed to be. And guess what? I don't want to be the spoiler alert, but it wasn't no bang, bitch. And it wasn't motherfucking big. So, back to the old drawing board. And they found out there's no dead particles nowhere in the universe. None. No dead particles. So that means when your ass leave here, bitch, you go somewhere else. We don't know where the fuck it is. I'm just here to let you know that no matter how your life is going right now, please understand that this is the greatest time to be alive for any human beings that have ever been on this planet right now, and you're involved. It's the greatest time to be alive. You're the first people that don't have to take no shit. If you don't like something, you can motherfucking fix it. You ain't got to take nobody's shit. Even if you don't like the way God made you, you can switch it up.
He ain't capping, man. I like Cat Williams, you know. He had me out here looking for that cryptocrocodile like a long time ago.
You know what our biggest enemy is in America? Our fellow Americans. We can't trust the unvaccinated. Now is the time to do what you're told. It's not about freedom or personal choice. Screw your freedom. Walking around lawfully unvaccinated? That's psychotic.
Your biggest enemy is your fellow American. We can't trust the unjabbed. Now it's time to do what you're told. It's not about personal choice. Screw your freedoms. Walking around lawfully unjabbed? That's psychotic. These were all the things that the media, politicians, and Hollywood kept repeating over and over and over again to get you to think how they want you to think, to get you to feel how they want you to feel, to get you to take what they want you to take. It was all about safety, safety, don't go outside. That is until George Floyd happened. And then what happens? Thousands and thousands of people flood the streets, and all the experts who told you not to go outside all of a sudden told us that marching for social justice was more important than fearing what they had been telling us to fear. It was almost as if the bug just could tell the difference between someone who's marching for social justice and someone who's marching against lockdowns and mandates. Many of you guys should look into Operation Mockingbird, in which the CIA used mainstream media during the Cold War. The recruitment of reporters was handled at high levels after the journalists had undergone a thorough background check. The actual approach might even be handled by a deputy director or division chief. On some occasions, no discussion would be entered into until the journalist had signed a pledge of secrecy. A former assistant to the director of Central Intelligence said the secret agreement was a sort of ritual. What are some of the organizations that the CIA used? ABC, the Associated Press, Reuters, Newsweek magazine, New York Times, CBS, etc., etc. When they want to push an agenda that they want you to go along with, they use your fear, they use your emotions, and they get everybody all riled up and turned against each other. If you pay attention and look closely, you can see it coming from a mile away.
Man, he ain't lying with that one, y'all. Don't trust the news.
They're making an X? What? No, he didn't. He did not just say that. Okay, I'm done.
That you...
Yeah, religious documents, yeah.
Pretty hard to swallow.
It's very hard to swallow.
Saying basically that...
Do y'all remember Bob Lazar?
Yeah, that's Bob.
It turned out that he wasn't lying after all. And his stories that he told back in the late 80s and early 90s ended up being true. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Do y'all know who Bob Lazar is? Bob Lazar, I think the first time I heard about Bob Lazar was on Joe Rogan, right? And he was talking about all this UFO stuff, and opened my mind up to a lot of stuff, right? Made me start thinking about a lot of things differently. So I'm curious what he's going to say right here, though.
Lazar talks about religion. and the documents he read about humans being created by aliens. Religion is a very touchy topic, and this will upset a lot of people. But that's not the most interesting part. The most interesting part is when he talked about the human species being grown in a lab or genetically engineered.
Yo, Cabbage Patch babies, like, we see these pictures all the time, you know, like a baby flew in on a stork, or you have, like I said, the Cabbage Patch stories. Y'all think we was created by these people? You know, in the Bible, what's it say? That man was made in God's image, right? You know what I'm saying? God made man in his image. That's what it was. And you got to think about it. It's not just God. It was gods, plural. So God's made man in their image and likeness. Take it how you want to.
But you, be the judge.
Religion. You saw some other reports that you...
Yeah, religious documents. Yeah.
Pretty hard to swallow.
It's very hard to swallow.
Saying basically that that we're a product of genetic engineering from someone.
Yeah. How can you just swallow that whole?
Well, how can you swallow any of that stuff?
Well, it's easy to swallow things you can put your hands on and touch and then work with. You get into a lot of spiritual stuff and religion, and you were brought here, and we were made by progressive corrections and evolution and that sort of thing, and where it shoots down a lot of the established religions, Catholicism, and everything. That essentially it's a tough thing to accept, and why, without hardcore proof, why even bring it up?
I guess the question more should deal with that you actually read a report that said this stuff.
Well, yeah, the only hardcore thing is that there was extremely classified document dealing with religion about that period. But why would there be any classified material dealing with religion?
What other kind of classified?
No, that wasn't the last one.
I want to go back to the religion thing. I want you to say it.
Oh, come on, that's so weird. That's a lot.
I'm not asking you to say what you believe to be a fact. I'm asking you to say what you read in a report that is distributed at what may be the most top secret facility in the world. Okay.
All right, I'll say it. It's so far out.
All right, your objection has been noted.
Okay.
What does it say?
That we're containers. That's how supposedly the aliens look at us. That we are nothing but containers.
Containers of?
Containers. Maybe containers of souls. You can come up with whatever theory you want, but we're containers. And that's how we're mentioned in the doctrine.
Avatar.
That religion was specifically created. So we have some rules and regulations for the sole purpose of not damaging the containers.
The soul.
Well, the souls or the bodies or whatever, right?
Meaning like we're containers for souls that they're going to use in some way.
Right.
And that they had something to do with different prophets and biblical figures.
Yeah. Well, that supposedly Jesus and two other beings were genetically engineered. They were implanted in people on Earth in biblical times, and their births were closely monitored. Now, just some little connections to that my wife had brought up were in the Bible. They said that the star had followed Mary wherever she went, and that all UFO sightings always start out as people, well, gee, that looks like a bright star, and well, in fact, they said in the Bible, the brightest star in the sky followed her where she went, and it just made little connections like that.
Oh man, why they cut the audio out? But that is crazy though, y'all. What y'all think of that?
Zodiac is inside of you. That's 12 particular parts of consciousness, because inside of you, the 13th part of the consciousness is the dot inside of the circle. So if you take the circle the Ring of Solomon, and you've seen this, the spirit, you'll see the spirit and you'll see the dot. And if you take it and did do it 12 times, you get the zodiac. You see what I'm saying? The dot in the circle is the centerpiece, which is the 13, which is Christ in the 12 disciples. You see, 12 seasons of the year, but those particular cycles are different archetypes of consciousness, archetypes of the collective unconsciousness. So you all the signs. Someone say, what sign are you? I said, well, I mastered that shit. I'm Gemini, I'm all that shit. Because I'm above the damn sign. I'm right here in the motherfucking circle. And how do you get in this circle? Just realize there is a damn circle and you bypass the shit. It's all based on thought. You see what I'm saying? So they say, you know, you're Sagittarius. No, I said, I transcended that shit. I'm all that shit. I might be on any of these bastards in any given hour. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not schizophrenic no more. I'm right here in the circle. And that's the Christ.
It's all about thought and mindset, y'all. What? That's crazy.
This out. I be trying to tell y'all. Look.
So let's get it over. Okay.
Check it out.
It's the earth right here. Right? Yeah?
Alright.
It's us, right?
Hey,
make it
listen
smaller.
to him, though. Go ahead, cuz.
Make it smaller. Why can't Antarctica that big, cuz? Look, the whole fucking world. What's down here? Antarctica.
Right.
Why is Antarctica that big, cuz? Tell me that.
Why can't you even
Matter
go
of fact,
past it?
let's go back. This is where we stay at. We stay in Florida, right here. Let's zoom out. Okay. Why is that much smoke? Why is that much snow down here, cuz?
That's crazy. And that's being a world map. It should show
It's a
past
world map.
that.
And that's right.
Why can't you even go past
And that's right, cuz.
You can't even go past Antarctica, can you?
And that's right. Look, you can see the tides and current shit. What the fuck?
Man,
Nah.
that's crazy. Trying to tell y'all.
It's an ice wall down there.
Did you know The Simpsons predicted a dark winter of 2023? An episode from season 33 that aired in January 2023, apparently foreshadowing something called a dark winter coming to America. In the episode plot, the Simpson family finds themselves snowed in at home as a massive winter storm blankets Springfield. However, news reports indicate the freezing weather is not limited to just their town, but much of the United States is experiencing record cold temperatures, snowfalls, and dangerous ice storms. Grocery stores' shelves are empty as people are ordered to shelter at home. More intriguing is that the episode aired only a few months before winter 2023-2024. Could it be predictive? Even more unsettling is that dark winter is a term previously used by government officials and pandemic experts to describe a hypothetical crisis scenario involving a combination disaster. Dark winter was a term from after 9/11, picturing a U.S. smallpox attack. Now, with COVID, high costs, food and energy shortages, social fights, and worse weather from climate change, some fear a crisis like the one shown in a Simpsons episode hitting America. Only time will tell if the theories about a truly dark winter in 2023-2024 bear any credence. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, there was a video a while ago of Mr. Biden talking about it's going to be a really dark winter. Yeah, it's going to be a dark winter. Hopefully it's not a dark winter. I mean, we are at the end of October right now. I'm in the Midwest and it's like 70 degrees. So I mean, it's kind of light right now. But yeah, guys, these are some of the most bizarre, strange, and crazy TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.